Hi guys, if you're watching this, that means you've already gotten into my math lab with our course ID and you already have all your login information. So your starting page will look a little bit different than mine, as you can see I'm in a lot more classes than you probably are. So I'm going to go ahead and click into our class. So as you can see, once it loads up, the left-hand side over here, all these tabs in my math lab are very, very important. The course home is what pops up for us. It is a calendar. It has our grades. Oops, as I click on it again. You can view all assignments, view all announcements, browser checks, all kinds of really useful information, not to mention our grades and our overall score. And it shows where your grades were, how high they were. As you can see, I haven't been a very good student in this particular class so far. I recommend exploring all these tabs. Today we're going to focus on videos and homeworks, but the video lecture notes are a very helpful resource, as are student resources. And don't worry, you won't have anything that has this little tool next to it. That is for an instructor only. This practice final is also here. So after this video, I do recommend going and exploring. So we're on this left-hand side, and I'm going to go ahead and click on videos and homework. So we're going to start with practice, not graded. But before I do, if you feel like your screen's a little tight, you can go on the top left-hand corner over here by menu. And if you click on it, right, all that stuff on the side went away. So you can focus on what you're doing. If you want it back, to go back for whatever reason, you just click it again, right? Go clicking back and forth makes it move. So we're going to start with the practice, not graded. So if you'll notice, the name, when it's due, is on here. The time, most things will be due at 11:59 p.m. Last time you worked, it will show up. Your current score, and then this is really important, late submission penalty. It should turn red when it actually is late. So if I do this assignment late, it's a 15% penalty per problem. So if I've done 2 of the 3 problems, I get all my points for those, right? A full point. For the 3rd point, I'd only get 0.85 instead of the full. Number of times you can complete each question is unlimited. So this is really nice. So if you only have 3 tries, you only have 5 tries, something to note. But you have as many tries as you need. So we're going to start and just click on question 1. It does pop up a new screen. Some computers have pop-up blockers. So if it does not pop out, check your pop-up blockers, check a few other things, and make sure, right, you can see there's some things being blocked on my computer, but it shows up. So that's something to check. Tech support can help you with that. Every computer's a little bit different. So over here, it says we need to add 4 plus 7. So 4 plus 7 is 11. And I just used the numbers on my keyboard. And I'm going to go ahead and click down on the right-hand side here to check answer. So bottom right hand. And well done. Okay, great. Now, if we look at the next one, using the distributive property, we're supposed to rewrite the expression. But, you know, I don't remember what the distributive property is. So on this right-hand side, I have options. Help me solve this, view an example. I can watch a video. It'll pull up the textbook. I can ask my instructor, or I can print. So in this particular scenario, print is nice. It's not going to help us. Ask my instructor, I'm going to get it, but I might not be able to email you until tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, just depends on my schedule. So you won't get help right away. So if it's something you think you should know, especially, I recommend going back and looking at your notes, I recommend Help Me Solve This overview and example. Be leery of using these. They're very addictive and they cause problems. We don't have them on a test. So just, they're very handy, but just be careful. So I'm going to start with Help Me Solve This. And so it tells me to recall, after using the distributive property, this is what I should do. Okay. So now I have to fill in the blanks. It says simplify the expression. So I have 8 times the quantity 3 plus a equals blank times 3 plus 8 times blank. So in the first blank, right, that's the 8. In the second blank, that's my a. And I check my answer. And I'm using clicking with my mouse, but you can also just hit enter. So we'll try that next. So 8 times 3 is 24. plus 8 times a is just 8a. And I hit enter on my keyboard, and great job. All right. But I still have to do this problem. And it marked it wrong. If you'll note, it marked it wrong and gave me a new problem. So it's not going to lead you through it and then say, boom, you got it right. So you have to do it again. So we have 4 times 3 plus 4 times x. In order to get that little dot, I'm using the asterisk. So that is Shift 8 on your keyboard. But that's not what they want from me. So they say, sorry, that's not correct. Although your answer is equal to the correct answer, it's not in the correct form. Remember when we did help me solve this, they made me go one step further. They just want that final step. In your notebook, I want all your steps. And this is what we'll look at when you need help. Always, always, always read this red box. It comes in really helpful. It gives you lots of tips. Very, very helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and fix it. And I'm just going to delete everything and say 12 plus 4x. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit enter. Fantastic. And I can hit enter again. And then I'm going to move over to number 3. So fractions. It might have been a while. Let's say for whatever reason I decide to see what view an example looks like. And view an example is similar to help me solve this, except everything's done for you. So it says, recall, this is how we multiply, and it's setting things up. And I'm going to go through this kind of fast. Something that is a concern for students is view an example is not done, and help me solve this for that matter, is not always done the same way we talk about in class. It's not always exactly the same way the videos are done, right? We can do math in several different ways. I want it to be mathematically true. So if you're not sure your method is mathematically true, please, please, please come check it with me. But, you know, they have us coming at this step as a product of primes, and you might not do that. You might do it in a slightly different way. And here you have to realize what all these x's are. So what they're doing is they rewrote 2 times 11. They left it as 2 times 11 because those are primes. 11 times 14 they rewrote as 2 times 7 times 11. So note they left 11 alone, but 2 and 7 is what 14 breaks down into. And then they did 2 divided by 2 is 1, 11 divided by 11 is 1. And so what you end up in the numerator is 1 times 1, which is 1, and 1 times 7 times 1, which is just 7. So therefore, they conclude the answer is just 1/7. But if we go over here and do our problem, right, you should hopefully be able to, and you might have to write some of it down, but our final answer should be 1/2. So the 5s cancels the way the 7 and the 14s break down. So there's a couple different ways I can type in my fraction. I can click this fraction bar right here and get that. And so I can type in my 1/2, or I can use the /, which if you scroll over it shows you, and type in 1/2. And I use the arrow keys to move back and forth. You can use your mouse as well. So check answer. Well done. So welcome to kind of the intro to MyMathHub. There is a lot to this. There's a lot more buttons that I haven't even talked about yet and that we haven't looked at, but please, please explore this on your own. And if you have any questions, as always, send me an email. Thanks for watching.